Here with Morehead State, second year head coach Sarah Martin. Coach, second year in charge of the squad on the beach. Obviously, you've been a part of Morehead State for numerous seasons. Your team, obviously, the indoor team had a lot of success, played at the national tournament, had an opportunity to play number one Pitt, and then now the beach season, they've had an opportunity to play the top seeded UCLA with your guys' trip to California. Kind of talk a little bit about the energy maybe that it brought to your program, having an opportunity to go out west and play some of those top teams right away.
It's something we've been trying to put together for several years now. We have three players from California on our roster, Brenna Balmer, Sydney Wyman, and Caitlin Powell. And so when we started looking at it, we knew like we want to play like great teams when we go out there. When the UCLA opportunity came around, we didn't even hesitate because that's what we want to do every season is play quality opponents and become the best that we can be and be challenged in ways, see other styles of play of the game, and learn about ourselves, learn about the game, learn about opponents. So it was a really fun week in California, maybe a little rainier than we were hoping it would be. But we got to play six really good quality opponents while we were out there. And we got to really find the opportunity to upgrade our game in different ways, just seeing those different styles of play. And it was actually really cool because we had so many families out there. We got to go to Brenna Balmer's house in Manhattan Beach and have dinner with her family and see like where she grew up and the beach that she played at in high school. We got to have dinner at our Airbnb with all of the families. We had 8 families travel out there all the way to California and hang out with us. And so just getting to have that full experience is like those memories are really special to me and I hope really special to the team as well from the volleyball side of things and from just the experience side.
Well, you talked about the your team having the opportunity to play out there and such, and we mentioned the fact that uh, the team playing the volleyball team playing at the NCAA tournament against a top program, but so a lot of your members have did play indoor. They are also now playing on the sand, uh, and they've been able to been successful, throughout the years on that. Kind of talk about that transition of going from one style to the other.
Mm-hmm. This year's been really fun with that because we did return our entire roster from the previous season for both indoor and for beach. And so it's been a different look at the season for beach this year from that transition point. Last spring, we had 9 freshmen. 3 of them were our beach only players, but that meant 6 of them were learning beach for really kind of the first time. And so this year, with returning our whole roster and adding a couple of people, we got to kind of hit the ground running a little bit more. And so we had that level of experience from our roster to compete at a high level from the indoor side and the beach side. And I think that that has been a lot of fun. Kind of like Sydney mentioned, we had a lot of snow and ice in the Midwest in January and February. And so that was a little bit frustrating at times, but then it allowed us when we got in the sand that we could go out and work and we could. I talk sometimes about we go from like beach 100 to beach 200 to beach 300, just like they do in class. And so this year has been fun that we've gotten to like kind of elevate that. So from a transition side from indoor and beach, I think they handled it really well this year, especially. I think our team loves to play beach and they love that they get this competitive spring and a chance to win more OVC championships and to compete for something that really matters to them.
So as the season has gone on, obviously you walk into it with kind of where you would like to see your program grow throughout the year. How do you feel that your team is doing in your own personal goals for the team, and what are some of the things that you're still looking forward to do?
Yeah. For our program, our goal is always to just continue to get better and be the best that we can be, and to grow throughout the season. And so, for me, that and for our whole staff, is always our goal. Yeah, we all love to win, of course. You're not in D1 sports if you don't like to win. But I think for us, we'll talk to the team sometimes about go back and watch practice film from the middle of January or the middle of February, or go watch film from our first weekend up at grandstands, and like look at yourself then, because when you're in that moment, when you're in the grind of practice every day and competing, it's harder to see some of that progress. And so we like to be constant reminders of look how far we've come, while balancing that with like we can still continue to get better. This being the last week of regular season, we're not just coasting through. Like we're still trying to get better, and practice next week. We're still going to get better, and hopefully that we're still getting to be the best that we can be, all the way up until our last game of the season. And that's I think what helped our program, from the indoor side with Pitt, is when we had that week of practice leading into Pitt, we were still trying to get better, and still trying to be the best that we can be. And that's something that I can say our players in the sand, they work hard every day. They show up every day. They're ready to grind it out in the sand, whether it's 40 degrees or 80 degrees outside. They truly want to be the best that they can be. This morning, I drove by the beach courts like I do every day and saw a couple of players, Sydney Wyman and Peyton Isley, out there working on stuff. And so that's something as a coach you love to see, when that hard work comes, even when you don't ask them to do it.
Well, we're coming down to it. You have the OVC weekend, and then we have the OVC tournament. What's the energy like, and the build up, and the excitement even for yourself of getting to the end and being able to see where this team is and where they can be, and just have that mentality of trying to go out and win another championship.
Yeah, I'm excited. And any coach, I feel like, will tell you game day is the best day. And I love game day, especially in the sand. And getting to host it on our own sand is always a good time to have the support from the university, to have all of the teams from the conference. I think that's one of the most fun parts about how our conference runs beach, is that we all get to be at the same event. And we've got a lot of really great programs and coaches in our conference, and it's fun to be out there as competitors. And I'm excited for the opportunity to get back out in the sand. It feels like that weekend at Martin was a forever ago, and I know all of our programs have grown since that last weekend. And I know we're all pumped up and ready to compete for that championship this weekend. Sometimes it's a little sad. I'm like, the beach season goes by so fast. I wish we could have practice forever. I wish we could play always, and because I think the team has so much fun. It's just really fun to be around them. I think they're excited for this weekend. They're pumped, ready to go, ready to get in the sand, ready to take that court on Saturday or on Friday morning. And so I just think overall, like, our vibe is just ready to go. Like, let's go out and compete, and let's be the best that we can be.
Well, Morehead State Beach Volleyball head coach Sarah Martin, we appreciate your time, and definitely wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.